Hey, how's it going on this Saturday, Vol Nation? This is Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. Unfortunately, coming on here with what I see is not really great news this morning. Tennessee, it's been out here. Of course, they've had David Sanders Jr. in the fold for quite some time now. But apparently, David Sanders Jr. is at Ohio State this weekend. That was, I know, see Steve Wilfong on 3 Sports talked about him. Not sure if he was the original of it. The Ohio State on 3, they reported it. And now I've seen Austin Price, VolQuest.com, address it as well. And, the first thing people said, well, it's a top 5 game. This is one of those where Tennessee, or not Tennessee, where, a recruit's just taking a visit up there. Based on everything I'm reading on this is not just a visit to take in a good game. This seems to me, reading between the tea leaves, is something worrisome and very worrisome for Tennessee. And this is the one recruit, to me, that Tennessee cannot afford to lose. There's numerous ones in this class, but you've already lost Douglas Utu to Oregon. Now you are in doubt. I'm not saying it's going to happen. All right. It's not a done deal by any means, but this one is worrisome. It is worrisome. Let's just go that route on it. This is not something to take lightly. Now, can Tennessee hold on? I mean, I think you got to expect they are, but you're getting this close to early signing day. It's not a good thing. This is not a good thing. And based on what I've seen on it, Austin Price addressed it. And part of me wonders if it's money. I don't know that money's all of it. I'm speculating on it, and I don't want to do a whole lot of speculating. But, I mean, where's everything going? Michigan just flipped Bryce Underwood this week, the number 1 player in the nation. There's rumors of like $11 million involved. Supposedly, I've seen Tennessee made a very good NIL offer to Sanders. What's coming into play here? What's causing this? Because he's been to so many Tennessee games this year. He seemed to be good. I mean, we know it come down between Tennessee and Ohio State. So the fact that he's going up visiting the runner-up in that recruitment, it's not a good thing. And I've seen somebody taking a screenshot of it posted as well. Steve Wilfong posted on the Ohio State board, and he said from what he's hearing, he's expecting this visit goes into Monday. This is not a courtesy visit. If it was a courtesy visit, David Sanders Jr. would be in and out tonight, and he'd be back in Charlotte probably late tonight. If this visit's going into Monday, this is not good. Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there for you. This is no acronyms, no any of that crap that likes to be used out there. This is just the freaking facts. Your number 1, your top ranked offensive line prospect is visiting the number 2 team in the nation less than a month before early signing day. And we know for a fact that the almighty dollar is going to play into it somewhere, somehow. I don't want to accuse any of these guys that it's all money, because it's not always that. It's really not. So, I mean, I don't know. There's kind of those, I wouldn't say cryptic posts that I read on like VolQuest, but there's enough to, I don't know if I'd say there's some funny business going on or what, but obviously it's a case of, this is not one to be like, I think I've said that just a few times now, but I'll be honest with you. I don't, if it goes, I've seen agents involved. The college sports we know, they're dead. They are dead at this point. And it wasn't enough that these kids are getting an education. They're getting under the table money all these years. Now that NIL, with no freaking parameters on it or anything, we've got agents now involved and stuff like that. It sucks. I guess it's good for these guys getting recruited, but how are these guys getting recruited making more money than a dude getting drafted in the NFL, say in the latter rounds? It's like, yeah, your first round picks get pretty good money, signing bonuses, good contracts, but the latter rounds, you get some of these guys 3rd, 4th, 5th round picks and beyond, they're making nowhere near this. We're paying college kids, 18 years old, 17 years old, all this money to come in. Yet men who have earned their draft spot or whatever you want to call it to get to the NFL, nowhere even close to that. It's a broke game. It's a broke organization. I don't know what the answer is on it. There's something out there. that something's going to have to counter this if teams, if agents are getting involved, if at the last month, a big booster, a donor, or someone comes up and pipes in all this money to get them. We'll see where it goes, guys. We'll see where it goes. But the bottom, and I don't know that this is something you can blame Tennessee. I don't know on. I really don't, because everything I've seen, when you get into these bigger prospects, NIL is going to be a part of it. And it was said that Tennessee's offer was really good. So we'll see where this one goes. It is definitely something to keep an eye out. I don't know that it will know anything imminently, but it's something to keep an eye out on. On my cover photo I put, and other weekend recruiting notes, another not so great note. Onus Konobani, cornerback commitment. Columbia, South Carolina is officially visiting Florida this weekend. This was the first I had heard of this coming up this weekend. This morning's the first I've heard of either one of these visits. So they've kind of flown under the radar. It's not been out there on VolQuest, nor has it been on 24/7, because I know it wasn't out there as far as late as last night, because I was on both sites after the basketball game up around 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning, and there was nothing on it. So this news has just come out this morning for it. Now, Tennessee in turn this weekend, they will be working to flip a couple candidates. They got DeJuan Morris, running back out of Murfreesboro on campus, who's visited or committed to USC. He is officially visiting. I think you've got to like where Tennessee is in this recruitment. I think that it's a good thing that they're doing. And then they also have former Clemson commit Isaiah Campbell on campus as well. He is coming back. He was on North Carolina's campus last weekend for an official visit, and it was said that North Carolina really moved the needle with him. But coming into it now, the fact that he's coming back to Knoxville to get another look this weekend tells me Tennessee's not out of this thing. And I think it boils down to it, the North Carolina interest. He is closer to North Carolina's campus. Not that North Carolina doesn't have anything good to offer or anything, but if you're looking at from a development standpoint, you look at the number of defensive linemen Rodney Garner's rotating. You look at the number of guys Tennessee's losing and knowing that Garner's rotating these guys. To me, if it's about development and playing, Tennessee makes most sense. If you're looking at location, you're looking at academics. I mean, North Carolina, it's hard to go against that in that case. Not that Tennessee's academics isn't good, because it is, but North Carolina, their academics is really good. It's really good in that location coming in as well. Of course, Tennessee will have numerous 26, 27, even 28 prospects on campus. Going back to the Isaiah, Steve Wilfong said that there are some things. This is what Isaiah Campbell's dad or his father told Steve Wilfong. He said there's some things he wants to ask and get questions answered. And he said, honestly, as a dad, I'm trying to be supportive in this process. I don't think he's quite made up his mind, and it's even between the two options, Tennessee and UNC. So here we are. That one's going to go for a little bit. Tennessee's other targets that you're looking at down the stretch, Jaden Perlotti. He was originally committed to Georgia. Now he's committed to USC. Tennessee's still working that one. And there's Timothy Merritt, who is committed to Miami. I've seen his name mentioned. Somebody Tennessee would like to add as well. And that makes sense, because I was questioning, well, why do they want to add another defensive back? Because they have a lot in his class. Well, if Onus Konobani is possibly going to Florida, taking an official visit. To me, if you're visiting this late in the year, I don't subscribe to the theory of these are just courtesy visits. They just want to see a big game. You go to one in August, sure, I could possibly see that. This late in the cycle, I can't remember the exact date. I know early signing day is less than a month away, and I think it's closer to right at a month, around December 20th, somewhere right in that range on it. But these are not ideal. The fact that, and Tennessee's got other guys. You've had Christian Gass, who's supposed to be on Knoxville or be in Knoxville this weekend. He's been to Georgia numerous times. Travis Smith Jr., Shady Hayward both say they're done. They were supposed to visit Georgia last weekend. From what I've seen, they ended up not visiting. I thought I'd seen one place Smith Jr. visited. I saw another they didn't. So I may be a little confused on that one. But it's flip season. It is that. It's going to get hot and hectic. It's going to get hot and heavy. And I didn't foresee Sanders Jr. visiting. I thought he was solid because he's been to Tennessee's games. He's been to almost all the home games at this point. And the fact that this really seems to me like it's come out of nowhere, and obviously it probably hasn't. It's just not been out there. But it's something to keep in mind. Of course, next week will be the final week as well. It'll be something to keep an eye on who visits where next week. And obviously, Tennessee can't host any visits for a game. I mean, they can host people on campus at some point. They won't during the weekend, but they could during the week. But we'll see. Does Tennessee get David Sanders Jr. back to campus before he comes to another final decision? That's the maddening process about recruiting. Is the only thing that's sure about recruiting is the unsure on it. I'll keep you posted on anything I find or read along the way with it. But Tennessee plays today, 1 o'clock against UTEP. It is on the SEC Network Plus, and it's on ESPN Plus. I'll be live with you right after the game. I've got it set for 4:30, but as soon as it's over, I'll go live with you. We'll talk the game. We'll talk recruiting. We're going to talk the games being played early, and there's a few of them that can have an impact on Tennessee and their playoff chances. But have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you this afternoon. Frank, House of Orange, last but most certainly not least, go Vols.